Ever since the internet's release, and probably before even that, we have had speedruns. From legendary games like Ocarina of Time, to Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine, we have been blessed to live in a world where as long as we have buggy game mechanics and rushed development, there will be speedruns. Today I want to take a brief look into one of the greatest, if not the greatest game to speedrun of all time. Mario 64. Specifically today, I want to focus on one run in particular, the 0-star world record. This run was done on October 26, 2023, with an insane time of just 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Suigi is a dominant name in the Super Mario 64 speedrunning community. He has been submitting monster runs for years, and setting multiple different records over multiple different categories. While every speedrun is different, there's one key mechanic that is used in most categories of Super Mario 64 runs, and that trick is known as BLJs, or backwards long jumps. This is how Suigi is able to enter rooms and advance through the game with 0 stars, as opposed to the minimal 70. BLJs are possible because when Mario long jumps, his horizontal speed is multiplied by 3/2. A BLJ occurs when a backwards long jump gets interrupted before the effects of drag can contract the speed gain from the 3/2 multiplier. This effectively allows for Mario to gain infinite speed, clipping through walls and doors, allowing for much faster shortcuts and much greater optimizations of speed. At the beginning of Suigi's run, we see him use multiple types of BLJs, the first one being the side BLJ. At the beginning, you see Suigi run through the wooden door and down the stairs. He then uses a glitch where he jumps up in between the two pillars. He then performs a side BLJ against them, infinitely gaining speed until he shoots out back to the front door. Now once he hits the barrier here, you'll see he does a very important part of the trick, which is where he changes his camera angle and effectively moves Mario's momentum to send him backwards without losing the momentum he already kept, which sends him through the double doors, which normally would require 8 stars to enter, and straight into Dark World. Sadly, due to time restrictions on this video, I can't quite go into all the tricks he performs in this level, but just know that he does something incredibly impressive called Tsukishima Cycle, which means he gets to all the platforms and everything at the very earliest possible rotation that it's possible for Mario to make it to them, allowing for him to effectively go through this level as fast as possible. After Bowser in the Dark World, we see Suigi move on to the basement. Here, he's going to perform another extremely difficult, if not the most difficult, BLJ of the entire run. This is the second type, a stair BLJ. Stair BLJs aren't normally very difficult. In fact, they're considered some of the easier BLJs in the game. The reason why this one in particular is considered so difficult is because of this blue wall. This blue wall is actually a level, the level's name being Dire Dire Dock. Dire Dire Dock stands as a checkpoint in between yourself, or Mario, and the next Bowser stage, Fire Sea. In order to progress to Fire Sea, you have to actually go through and get the first star in Dire Dire Docks. Now, what Suigi does here is line Mario up at the perfect pixel where when he initiates this BLJ, he can fly backwards, maintain his momentum, and by continually pressing A, get through the wall and fling past and create enough speed to glitch through the level and make it straight into Fire Sea. Once in Fire Sea, we see Suigi perform some other ridiculously difficult tricks that unfortunately due to time, I will not be able to cover either, but ultimately progresses past Bowser and gets the upstairs key. Once upstairs, we see Suigi execute another BLJ on the stairs leading up to the 50-star door. This BLJ is not incredibly difficult, and it is just a standard slow BLJ. The next BLJ follows immediately after, and it shows Suigi entering the 70-star door and BLJing all the way up the infinite staircase. Upon entering the final level, Suigi executes it perfectly. He makes it all the way back up to Bowser, and after 3 gorgeously done throws, he rounds off the run at 6 minutes and 16 seconds. As we continue to push video games to their limits, it is cool to see new and game-breaking runs like this pop up. And with games like Mario 64 that we are reaching near perfect potential, it becomes rarer and rarer to see runs like this, proving that it takes an incredible amount of dedication and skill to master the art of the speedrun. And that's going to bring it all to a close. If you guys like the video and want more content, please feel free to check out my Patreon below.